Let's see how many people pop in. They'll
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah, people are coming in. That's awesome.
I suggest we wait 5 minutes for everybody to come in, and then let's rock and roll.
Awesome. And I'm just gonna check in who's there.
Isabel. So for those who are not watching the chat that's going on right now, we are waiting a few more minutes for everyone to come and join, all the people that signed up. We'll start in about 3 minutes. So in the meantime, you can leave any messages, any questions that you already have, either in the chat, or if you look at the bottom of your screen, you have the Q&A, where you can also post your questions for Luciane or for Isabel and myself. So let's rock and roll. And in the meantime, a little bit of dancing. I don't even know what sort of dance this is. It's like a little coronavirus dancing party. So I'm really happy to see so many people attending. It's really cool. So yeah. In the meantime, maybe I can play a little bit of background music. A little bit of a little bit of, I don't know if you can hear it. To Seoul. Okay, guys, it's 35 past 6 p.m. So I think we can slowly start. Sorry for that little dance off. We Yeah, that was a little bit of Korean trap music for you. So before we start off, let me quickly go over some of the functions that you have here. I'm sure a lot of you have used Zoom before as for calls for your work at home purposes, but a webinar has a little bit of extra functions. One of them, if you go to the bottom of your screen here, you have Q&A, where you can write questions that you have either to Luciane about personal branding or to Isabel and myself about French tech and Seoul startups. You will have also polls, where you'll be able to vote on various questions that will have during the webinar. And you also have a chat where you can write messages to us or to other participants. So without further ado, let us first start from introducing ourselves. Isabel, would you like to start?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So great to have you all here for this first one-of-a-kind webinar with Seoul Startup. I'm just going to introduce really quickly what is French Tech Seoul. And I see that Boston, our president, just joined. So French Tech Seoul is the French Tech community here. French Tech is basically a network of French entrepreneurs all over the world. And here in Seoul, we have a community of more than, well, at least 100 people here, and French, Korean from all over the world as well. And we try to connect both of our ecosystem together, so France, Korea, to grow and to foster more collaboration between both of our countries. That's basically what we do and the main focus. How we work is that we're an open community. We're handled by me as the community coordinator. We have Boston Kim, who's CEO of Asians, who's the president. Alain, who's CEO of Germinal, a French company on growth hacking, who's the vice president. And we have 8 other board members in like the various fields, from French startup, Korean startup, corporate, French people working in Korean corporates, investors, and accelerators here in Korea. And we organize ourselves for the community with events, French Tech Connect, that we usually do, but this time we can't. So we do other formats with our partner, and also various of stuff to help out French and Korean entrepreneurs. Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Isabel. So awesome to have to finally be collaborating with French Tech. So to introduce myself, my name is Martha, and I'm behind Seoul Startups, as you can see here. We are the biggest international startup community here in Korea, over 1,000 members and growing every single day. We are a platform for startup ecosystem, for people involved in the ecosystem to communicate, to share ideas, but also to create a really cohesive scene where people can collaborate, and where Korea really can start calling itself a global startup scene. Because right now it's a bit, it's going there, but it's still not quite there. So yeah, and we have that privilege of working together with French Tech and having amazing people in our community with amazing skills like Luciane. And I would love to introduce you to her. She is a LinkedIn expert, a personal branding mentor, a person who can help you create something out of nothing, a really fantastic person to be friends with as well. Unfortunately, due to the whole coronavirus drama, she had to relocate to the US. So it's really super early in the morning right now where she is, but she still made that effort to get up and be with you and share her knowledge and support you all. So please enjoy this seminar, this workshop like I said, if you have any questions during when Luciane is presenting, you can use the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen, and you can ask anything you want anytime. We're here for you. So in the meantime, Luciane, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Marta. Can you hear me? Everybody's hearing? Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much, all of you, for staying here today. Yes, here it's 5:30 a.m. I am in Cleveland, Ohio. We had to come. It's kind of awkward because the company my husband works for asked us to leave Korea during the outbreak and so on, and send us to the US. And now we are locked down in the US. We can't come back to Korea, but hopefully I'm gonna be back soon. I miss my home in Korea. I miss my friends in Korea, but we are safe here, and hopefully the whole world is going to overcome this crisis. I'm pretty happy to know that we might be overcoming this crisis with Korean as a role model for the whole world. So I'm so proud. I'm not Korean, but I'm proud because I'm living there. So it's nice to see how we kind of handle the situation. Oh, so I'm going to explain just a little of things, and I'll show for you today. And between my presentation, I brought some videos to share with you, so it's not just me talking. And we have quizzes during the presentation, and you are so welcome to do whatever question you want to bring to me. Of course, talking about personal brand in 1 hour and a half or 2 hours is not enough, but I try to prepare something, and I brought to you the principle or the main points that are necessary to start building your personal branding. And I say start building because it's kind of continued construction. It's an ongoing process all the time, because it's not a matter of just one shot or one activity or one post that you do or one action. It's a question of a process and how people are going to perceive and show and see this process. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, let me see this, just down. Is that okay? You can see my screen? Okay, let me see here. I'm just checking if you can see. Yes, okay, all right. Well, as I already mentioned, and I already thanked Marta and Isabel. Isabel, it's for me, it's a pleasure and honor to be talking to you. I really enjoy, and I am amazed about how entrepreneurs are so passionate about their ideas, and how they are passionate about speak out what they have to show to the world. And I truly, that was my impression, but I truly could confirm this by working with the girls, Marta and Isabel, because they are so great. They are so passionate about their vision, their purpose, and how they are managing or how they are handling either Seoul startup or French tech Seoul. So girls, I do appreciate what you're doing, and I really appreciate how you handled this webinar. Do you remember like we were like a month ago talking about this, and then we came up with this idea of a webinar due to the coronavirus, and here we are. So and thanks to your efforts and all that you put together to get this through. And I have a nice number of people join us today, and I do hope you enjoy what I have to share with you. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to, let me just try to take my picture from here. Okay, I'm kind of confused here a little bit. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so how to personal branding yourself. I am going, okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to start telling you a love story. So once upon a time, there was this lady. She was working in Brazil, and she was working as a PR manager for an international multinational company. After being with other companies, always in communication area, in public relations area. And then she was working as a PR manager, and then she fell in love for a foreigner. And one day, her uh, new passion, or her new love, just said, "Honey, we have to move on." Because he was foreign, he was working in Brazil for a while, and we are pretty much in love. And he just said, "Okay, I need to move on." And then we start having this long distance relationship. By the way, this is my story. And at the beginning was okay. It was a long distance relationship between Brazil and US, which is kind of far, but it's not that bad. But then he said again, "Well, I need to move out. We need to move out," because I just was invited to go to Korea as an expat. And then was, wow. So what am I gonna do? Because I was still working. It's a regular job, 9 to 5. And I decided, of course, that it would be easier to find a new way to make a living than giving up the love of my life. It's a beautiful story, I think so. And then I quit my job, and I said, all right, let's move on to Korea. Let's follow my husband, and we moved out. So at the beginning, I was kind of okay. So I'm not going to rely on my husband ever, because this is not me. I always dreamed about being an independent person, being responsible for my life, and be proud of my achievements. And okay, I'm not going to rely on my husband. And then I start looking at all the what were the options. What could I do as a career, as a business, and living like, just, is it almost 20,000 kilometers from Korea to Brazil. So I was actually on the other side of the world. So what am I gonna do? And then I decided one thing, because I had the expertise as a PR, as a communication professional, and managing brands, either personal brand or corporate brand. I thought to myself, okay, I will keep this area, but I can't do something that is, I can't have another business if it's not a portable business, because we also travel a lot. So what am I gonna do? I decided back then that I was going to work with social media. Okay, this is the area, social media. Believe me, back then Instagram was not that strong. We used to have G plus, yet we had a lot of different social media. No TikTok. No, well, I don't know about that much about Kakao, but I also think it was not available. And okay, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to pick LinkedIn, because I do believe that LinkedIn, it's more related to my expertise. It's more related to what I used to do, and I used to work for corporate business. So my knowledge, my expertise, and everything I knew, and everything I could improve or share or sell as a product would come somehow from corporate business. So I decided to be a LinkedIn expert and work like this. Start studying LinkedIn, start studying all social media, and okay. And then what did I do? I defined my business. It would have to be a portable business. It would have to be a business where I could, of course, apply all my knowledge. And I defined my business, and I would offer to my clients like LinkedIn profile makeover, either focused on career transition or personal branding. I would offer social selling training and speech and workshop and online courses. This is another kind of funny story because I have 3 online courses at Udemy, which is a worldwide and well-known workplace for online course. And all the 3 courses I just recorded in Korea, and I added the course. They were all produced in Korea. It's incredible. And so now I have online courses too. But then I start thinking, all right, why I just jumped or I moved from corporate business, and I was starting to offer my service to it was kind of startup. I was starting up my business, and I started thinking, why, because I'm not the only one doing this. Why would someone buy my offer? Why would someone choose the Luciane Borges as a LinkedIn expert or personal brand strategist if they don't know me? So that's when I figured out that it was not important just this part of defining my business, defining my sales pitch, defining what way I would offer, what would be my great idea to the market. No, it was at first the first step, the beginning, but it wasn't enough. Why would people hire me? Why would people send me a note and say, hey, hello, I would like to know more about your business, how you can help me for this or that. So even though I had a blog, I had my YouTube channel and a strong social media presence, I have these 3 online courses I already mentioned. And so far, it's not that far. I just began this journey like 5 years ago, and I have already support or consultant more than 300 executive worldwide. And LinkedIn, it's my strongest social media. So I have more than 35,000 followers on LinkedIn. And that's the best part. I have a truly busy agenda. And the magical part, I can manage this agenda, and I can consult my clients from wherever I am. It's just the only question, and wherever I am, and worldwide basis, because wherever I am, the only trick point is to arrange and to be careful with the time difference, because sometimes it's 12 hours within Brazil. Now we are having 13 hours within Ohio. And if I would be in the other parts of the US, would be like 14 hours. So the only trick part is settling how I'm going to manage the time difference. But I have a busy agenda, and I can work from wherever I am. And I call that as a portable business. And I am sure most of entrepreneurs and most of startups that are either with a worldwide view or either offering online service or some app or something like this, you have to think on worldwide basis. Even though you start your startup in Korea, looking to the world, it's a great opportunity now, which by the way, I didn't have when I started my career like 25 years ago. We didn't have that much of social media that as we have today. So this is my love story, and what I want to, the first like question, it's not kind of a question, it's just a point for you to start think about it. Because have you ever thought about your story? I am I'm seriously proud of my story within this business, because I started from zero. Zero. I quit my job. I moved to Korea. What am I gonna do with my life in terms of professional career, in terms of business? And now I am really proud to tell people this story, because this is my story. Because and this is one point that really differentiates me from my competitors, because there are a lot of people working with personal brand and a lot of good professional and LinkedIn expert around the world, but I am different in my story. That's why I always like to start, and I'm a kind of a romantic person, so I kind of like to start all my presentation telling my love story, because this is how my business started. And I'm sure your business, your idea, your startup idea might have started from that, like the scratch, and you do, okay, I want to do this, it's my passion, this is my purpose, I want to make impact in the world, I want to be a change maker, I want to influence people's life in a good way. So this is your story, and this is the first thing you have to think about when you are start managing your personal brand. So this is not a question you don't have to ask, but this is something I do want you to sleep tonight. Think about it. Okay, what is my story? What would make me like unique? What would make my business different? This is a good point for start with your personal brand. And most important, have you ever been telling people your unique story? Because it doesn't help if you might have the greatest idea in the world, the greatest business, and lots of good or a good app or a good solution or a good purpose. But if you are not telling this story to the world and telling your unique story to the world, it's not going to help you, because I'm sure as better is your idea, you might find some people doing the same thing, or even if you're a pioneer on your idea, in a very short period of time, people are going to start copying. It's like a copycatting what you're doing. So your business, your idea might not be the unique in the world, but your story is. And if you don't tell this story to the world, so you don't speak out about what you have to tell. And this is the point. I'm not talking about only the business itself, the startup idea you have, or the purpose you have to offer to the market. Is the story behind this startup idea. This is, and how you are telling this story to the world. And I hope that's what I'm going to share with you. I know it was a long introduction, but it's also part of this, because if you got it, it's this story, it's what's gonna make me unique on helping people to personal brand themselves. So let's get into the how to personal brand yourself. Okay, I'm gonna share with you. Okay, now I might have to, I have the videos open. I'm gonna share with you a video.
Lucian? Lucian? We don't see the video. Lucian?
Well, it's this is a video from LinkedIn Learning, and some of them they have pretty nice, quite a nice videos, and some of them are for free. You could not see the video. All right, let me see. Okay, no, we have to see the video. Okay, let me see here what I'm gonna do. Okay, Marta, help me out here. I have the video on the screen and I'm sharing the screen. Did I? No. Oh, just a second, guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'm going to start it all over again, okay? All right, here I am, beautiful. Sorry, I'm gonna start over. I think now it's going to work out. Are you seeing the video? Are you seeing the... Oh, it's a shame. Okay, now you are... Play. Yes! Oh, play. Okay. Oh, hopefully it's not gonna work. It's going to work now. Okay.
Hi, Lucian, you're not sharing the screen right now.
Yeah,
So
no. But okay, let's see. Can you see the screen now?
yes, we can see the screen now, and let's rock and roll.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
No,
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, let's go. Well, it seems that you can hear. Is that right? Can you hear the video? You can see, but it doesn't. All right. No, we do not hear. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna skip the video. It's a shame because it's a nice video, but I will share with you the video later, or we even have this video with the presentation.
But we can't really hear it. So you have to voice over it.
What did you say, Marta?
I said try to voice over it.
Voice over the video or the presentation?
I think, Luciane, the best idea is just to give us the link to the video so people can watch it later on, and let's move on with the work.
Yeah, definitely, it's better. Okay. Oops. All right, so I am going to share with you the link for the video. I actually brought 3 videos. They are pretty nice. Okay, but I'm going to translate to you. I am. It's hot now here. I was so kind of nervous about the video, but it's okay. We are back. And basically the video was saying that a personal brand, it's all about the emotional side of your business and everything I've been talking so far. So, and of course the elevator pitch, it's a very important part of your business, but personal branding, it's much more than a sales pitch. Personal branding, okay, now we have a poll. Why do you think personal brand is more than an elevator pitch? And you have a poll to reply, people. Okay.
I think we can go while we wait for the results of the poll. I'll hold it for about 30 more seconds. How about Luciane? You tell us why it's so important. What are the difference between an elevator pitch and personal branding?
Okay. Because personal brand elevator pitch, you are using, of course, to sell your idea, to speak out about your startup, your vision, what's the purpose of your business to the world. But a sales pitch has, of course, the intention of selling something, either your idea, either you are selling your idea to searching to fundraising, to find an investor for your business. But a personal brand is not just one shot. It's not, you don't have the purpose to sell anything. You have the purpose to build your brand, to be known by your story. And so people, we don't buy, when we do business, even though we do business with other business, people buy from people, people hire from people. So say a sales pitch, it's much more focused on getting a specific result in that moment, or in a medium term, not long term. And a personal brand is continuously, you are continuously working on your personal brand. So that's the main difference between personal brand and sales pitch. Oh, Luciane, I've been as any startup accelerator or any startup advice you might have received says, okay, you do have to have your sales pitch. That's awesome. You do have to have, but this is not the same as your personal brand. That's why it's important you to understand. Okay? Okay, now I got stuck here. This is my video, more than personal branding. Okay, so I have some words here for you, which I already told you, but it's how you explain to the world your business and your idea. It's pretty much your story. You know, it's pretty much how you're going to show people what are you offer to the world, what is your business and your idea. Let me see here what we have. Just a second. Sorry guys, I'm kind of, we trained that seriously, but I'm kind of, okay. I suggest a message here. Okay, let me share again. All right, is everything okay? So I brought here a few concepts about branding and about personal branding. So as I told you, a brand, and it's not just personal brand, even corporate brand, even the brand of your startup, even the brand of your business, it's something that you are constantly building, and it's an ongoing process. And it's who you are, what you love, what is your story, and this is not just for entrepreneurs. Okay, but I'm still working. I have this idea of creating or come up with a startup idea, and I have this app that is going to put women in the world together. There is the nice startup app. It's from a Korean lady. It's called Nomad Her, and it's a pretty nice idea. She wants to empower women around the world throughout traveling. So this is a nice idea, and I don't know the whole story, but if she started this idea, even though when she was a full-time employee, and it's part of the business. So your personal brand speaks before you. This is an important concept. It's how people are going to remember you. I hope you always remember me about my love story and how I started my portable business. Because if it wasn't because of this specific situation, I'm sure, first of all, I wouldn't be here with you today. I wouldn't have moved to Korea. I wouldn't have established this business or created this business. So I hope this is part of the impression you have about me. So it's part of the process. That's the point. And what you're standing for. This is all about personal brand. So here we have the first step. Okay, listen, I have my idea. I already working on my startup operational process. I'm working with accelerator as so startup and all French Tech, so or all others nice startup accelerator and helpers that we have around the world. But the first thing as you, okay, I'm going to constantly build my personal brand. What is the first thing you have to do? Now we have another poll here. Okay. Yeah, so it's define who you are, find your keywords, or find your target audience, or any other idea that you might have. What's the first step to start building your personal branding? So you are doing great. Actually, we have here like 90% saying defining who you are. You're totally right. And find your keywords, 80%, which is also almost right because it's not wrong. It's almost right because it's totally part of you. It's totally part of your business. And why is that important? Because we are living in an online environment. And how does it work online? It's all online app, LinkedIn, Instagram, Kakao, whatever social media we are talking about. It's all based on keywords. It's, we can say it's all related to search machine and how your business, how your idea, how your story, how your value proposition, how these words are being telling to the world. So find your purpose is definitely the first one. And but taking find your keywords, it's really important. We are going to talk about this very soon. So we don't need to do, usually when I apply workshops, and we are going to do this when this coronavirus it's overcome. I hope we can arrange a workshop with Soul Startup and French Tech Soul, and working and see face to face, and we can work again on this exercise. But this is how you could start managing this. You could start like drawing your personal brand, because it's not something that is going to come up like out of the blue. Oh, now this is, you're sitting down 10 minutes and okay, this is who I am. It's not like this. It's going to take a while. So what I also always say to my clients, okay, do this exercise, think about it, and go out hiding a bike, go out like running, and keep thinking about these questions. What's my purpose? What do I do? How do I do? And also very, very, very much important, and who is my target audience? This is, it's part of the scratching when you are start building your personal brand. Like, for example, myself, like Luciane, as a LinkedIn expert, what is my purpose? My purpose is to help people and business to strategically and successful use LinkedIn as a personal branding tool. This is the purpose of my business. This is the purpose of all my activities. This is the purpose. This is why I do like workshops and videos and posts, and I write articles, because everything that I do, it's following my purpose. My purpose is not to sell what I call like assessorship, and I also have this product I call like LinkedIn Executive Mentoring. My purpose is not to sell people, to sell this specific product, because this product might be changing during the time, but my purpose is the same. My purpose is still helping people to strategically and successfully use LinkedIn as a personal branding tool. So what do I do, or what do I want to do? Let's say if you are still working and you are thinking, or you are doing in parallel with your actual work, you are thinking about your startup idea, or thinking about what you are going to do. So what do I do, and what do I want to do? This is really important. And believe me, it sounds like basic questions, but even and I'm talking with basic on my experience, even successful executives and successful even C-levels, when they want to change, they want to pivot their career, they might have, of course they can't answer that, but it might take a bit of time to answer those questions, because they are really important. Okay, how do I do? Do you remember in the first page I share with you how do I do? I have online course, I have speech, I have training, I have assessorship, I have articles, I have my blog. It's how I do, how I deliver, how I deploy my purpose to out there to the world. And this is also very important. And who is my target audience? Because it depends on your target audience. You are going to use one message, one specific social media, because you are not going to might not be. It's kind of difficult to manage, and I don't advise, but you are not going to manage like 5 or 6 or all social media altogether. So it depends on your target audience. You are going to pick your social media, and then you starting selling your business or selling your purpose to the world. So answer this question. These are great. I'm sure, I assure you, those are basic but great questions that you can think about it and dream with that. And okay, what's my purpose? What's the purpose of my business? And also here we are with figuring out keywords. It's not just related to your business. It's related to your expertise, what you are offering to the market, um, what is your idea. And I'm sure when I say keywords, I'm sure whatever you decided to do, whatever business you are into, you might find quite a few keywords. As much keywords you have, as better you are going to be able to use those keywords in your social media, in all your profiles, or even in a video, or when you are talking. Like, for example, for me, what are my keywords? It's not just LinkedIn expert. It's not like just personal brand strategies. No, I also talk, or I can talk, or my business and my purpose is related to network, entrepreneurship, career development, business development. So, here we have the third poll about our audience. So why it's important to figure out your target audience, like to get engagement online and offline, to be part of conversations, to be recognized by your industry or other. Actually, the 3 of them are very important, and I'm sure we can figure out even more important things that are related to this activity, or find your target audience. But this is mainly, let's see what people are replying. Just a little bit. How it's gonna be. Oh, I didn't see the result. Okay, let's see here. Here we have a very interesting part of answers. Okay, why it's so important to get engagement online and offline. It's really important, and I would say we want to be, and that's how we do all this, and how we are building the whole personal branding process, of course, to engage with online and offline people. And this is quite interesting, because engagement, it's different than sales. It's more related with personal brand than selling something. So this is really, it shows a very important, it plays a very important role in the whole process. To be part of conversation, yes, I wouldn't see be part of conversation is the most important part of figuring out your target audience. Of course, it does count, but to be recognized by your industry, it's very important, because like me again, like this is my example. I'm not a youth girl like talking about like makeup on Instagram. This is not me. This is not my knowledge, and I can't like I use much more LinkedIn and social media and my blog to build my personal brand than other social medias. Why? Because my target audience, because I want to be recognized by my industry, and I want to generate online and offline engagement with a specific target audience. I can't uh, uh, focus on all types of audience. I can't. The only thing that I know, it has to be this level of executives that are going to pay me for help them, and the other part is that I do this online, and I can do this online and offline and worldwide. So it's, let's say, recognized by your industry. It's a very important. It's one why, and engage with online and offline is the second one. Now I'm pretty much curious. 6% of you said other. Why it's so important to figure out your target audience. I want to hear from you that pick this other. What's your idea? Because we might come up with other important results about find your target. Okay, here we have. I know how. Okay, can you? Okay, Marta, I need your help. How can we close the sharing pool results? And I wanna check here. Oops, here we are with another video. Let's see what we have here. Okay, stop sharing. Oh, here we have Nomad Hertz, awesome download, yeah. Targeting your audience helps you find a niche to differentiate from your competitors and to stand out. This is Christian, this is awesome. I love this. Okay, we need to talk because I might use also this idea. I love it. It's exactly targeting your audience helps. Okay. Targeting your audience helps you find a niche to differentiate from your competitors and to stand out. It's awesome. Nice orders that we have here. I really like it. You are right, Christian. Is that okay? I'm sharing the screen. Can you see the screen? Yes, it is. All right. All right. Okay. So, okay. You figure out who you are. You figure out your purpose. What do you want to do? How you want to be recognized. You, very important, you figure out your audience and how you are going to be recognized by your industry, how you are going to engage or generate engagement online and offline, and how you are going to target your niche. I love it, that. And then it's time to speak up and share that with the world. So, and just a point, remember to share your story, to share how did you start your idea, what is part of all the process that come up with your idea. Okay, so, and I tell you this about don't be afraid to speak up, because sometimes we are afraid. I know that, and this is another. I love stories. So when I first start my YouTube channel, as I already mentioned, I was in Korea, and I just set up this studio in one of the office, home office, and I put like lights and my phone, and was recording video. And seriously, it was my first video, and I recorded like more than 10 or 12 times. And oh no, this time is not good, this is not good, this is not good. And then after I spent all those time, like all that time recording the video, I also spent more time editing the video. Not that we don't need to spend time and focus on what we want to do. And I'm kind of perfectionist. I like things well done because this is part of my branding, my personal branding. And then, okay, I finished the first video, and I decided to, uh, whoops, I decided to share my video, to upload my video on YouTube. And then I start thinking, oh, hopefully nobody's going to watch the video, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why did I spend so much time recording and edit my video if I was seriously and I was afraid of about what people would think about me? How would people kind of criticize my video or criticizing my message? Or I was afraid. I can't tell you that I was afraid about what people would think about it. I know this is not that much a issue of the young generation, but it from my generation, it is an issue because when I start working for corporate business, even though I was working for for public relations and communication, when you are within a company, you kind of learn. You are taught to be a little bit low profile. You can show out more than the corporate branded, something like this. And so I was afraid. I wasn't trained to speak out. And this is very important. Don't be afraid of telling your story, because this, bottom line, this is what is going to differentiate you. And another point, it's like this. Also, I heard this from my clients. They say, okay, I'm not confident. I'm not confident to write this article or to to upload this video because who I am, I don't have that much experience. I'm not still an expert on, even when I start my first video, I wasn't the expert that I'm nowadays. I was starting my business. So I wasn't starting at the top, but I had to start. And I definitely had to overcome the fears or the fears that I was dealing with because I was exposing myself on social media worldwide. And and this is interesting. And now I can, of course, it's nice to tell this story too, because my first video on YouTube is the most seen video of my YouTube channel. And I might have like, I think around 40 videos. They are only in Portuguese, but I'm working on English version of each subject. No, ever I'm gonna ever be able to do this in Korea. I tried to learn, but it's kind of difficult. So, but I'm working on the English version of each theme. But it was like this. So I was afraid of exposing myself on social media. So, of course, you are going to be like this. We are human beings. We have this feeling, but try to manage and handle this feeling as strong and as fast as you can, because this is an important role in the whole process. If you set up all your business and you don't speak out, and I'm talking about speaking out worldwide, not just talking about speaking out when you go to an event, when you are fundraising, or you are searching for an investor for your idea. No, I'm speaking out all the time. It plays a strong role in the whole process. Okay. And this is also a very important part. Okay, don't be boring or showing off too much. I would say this is when you are, because we have the preparation, we have the setting up process. Find yourself, find your target and the audience, what social media you're going to use, how you're going to present, create your message, it's your elevator pitch. You have all this preparation process, but then you have the operation itself. So you set up your social medias, you have like your blog, your YouTube channel, or whatever channel you are you picked to help you on this process of building your personal branding. But then there is this kind of, it's kind of a tricky. So personal branding, it's not showing yourself all the time. It's telling your story. It's not just reporting what you are doing and showing off your even your image, or what you are doing. Like for example, and you can see that after that. Okay, of course, I'm going to share on my social medias the great pleasure I'm having today, and talking to you and sharing my knowledge and talking about what I really love and what I do believe, which is personal branding. I'm going to share this on social media. But instead of telling, okay, today I had this opportunity to take part of a great webinar organized by Seoul Startup and French Tech Seoul, and something related with that, and just reporting what had happened. Instead of that, because it's that how I do, I'm going to tell the story, and I'm probably going to start the post like telling, oh, it always started as a fun call, or it always started in a coffee shop. Me and Marta, we were having a great coffee, and the first time we met each other. So I'm going to tell people this story, because this is the interesting part. This is what gonna make people, okay, I have so many, you're like seeing all of this message and posting and this bunch of information, and telling the story, it's what's gonna make people, okay, this is interesting. It's not just, oh, today I have this webinar with this and this. No, I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna tag who Marta and Isabel, who participate in, and also this Soul Startup and French Tech Soul. So it's because I don't want it to be boring. I don't want to just showing off. Okay, myself, what I'm doing. Look how I'm good. Look how I did this. So that's one point. It's very important, and a good formula to get there is like something like this. If you can like you can set up each 10 posts that you do, 80% or 8 of 10, it's about engagement, it's about story, it's about asking questions, showing interest in other people, and being genuine, being unique, and tell your story. 80% is about this, and 20%, 2 out of 10, it's about, okay, self-promoted, your idea, your startup, your product, or what you have to offer, or asking for investor helps. this is a great formula to avoid being boring or showing off. This is really important, I would say, because and this is a process. It's a learning process, because for each moment, for each situation, you have to tell a particular story, because they are different. So I don't know, maybe especially nowadays, like how many webinars we are having around the world because of this. People are not meeting face to face. So I'm sure the numbers of webinar like today, it's way bigger than the numbers of webinar we had like 1 week ago. But this particular webinar that we are taking part has a different story. So treat it's the emotional part of all business, is the emotional part, and how I'm going to share this specific webinar or anything that I do. I share like this, engaging people, telling story, and not telling, oh, look how I'm great, I just had this webinar with this and this, I just deliver a talking in this for this institution or for this organization. No, it's not telling about myself. It's putting myself as a character of the whole story. This is really important in terms of part of the process of building your personal branding. Okay, Luciane, if we have to engage with our audience to create a great mission to be recognized by my industry, what are the suggestions that you have to bring us? And once again, it's everything that I'm telling you, it's based on my experience. And during this time, I have had like good shots and not that good shots, and I have different I have good and bad results, but now I'm pretty confident to tell what works or what doesn't work. Of course, I'm not I don't know the truth about everything, but pretty much you can post content on your social media. You can comment on others posts or activity. Yes, and comment it. When I mention about comment, it's not telling like just okay, cool, oh, awesome, this is great. This is not a comment. Comment, it's engage with that subject. This is comment. This is engage with that content. So comment, sharing content with your network. Like, for example, you just read some article and about ways of dealing with the quarantine, with self-quarantine. How can I deal with self-quarantine? If you find that this is interesting, if you find that this is a subject or this is a content that is going to be helpful to your audience, if you think that, oh, this is good, I just read this article about 5 points or 5 tips to deal with self-quarantine, but I might have a 6th one. So you can share with your audience in whatever what social media it doesn't matter, so the media you can share. Of course, some of them you can't share the link, but you can share the idea and the content. But you can share and say, okay, among these 5 tips, I would say then doing this, like Christian did about how it's important to find your target audience. So you are engaged, you are generating conversations with your audience. And the good part of this, it's behind your words. It's your story behind your words, the way you write, the way you view, the way you interact with people, behind all of this is your personal brand. It's you talking. So following, sharing, comment, it's kind of engage in a deep way. And engage, once again, not just cool, not just awesome. Okay, sometimes we don't even have time. Sometimes I do that. I am with my phone and I okay, an interview in a quick break, and I wouldn't have time to write a long sentence. So sometimes we can, of course, say, cool, this is awesome, this is great. Of course you can, but not all the time. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss one single opportunity for sharing, for speak out about your expertise, your differentiation. Marta, do you want to say something? It's mute. Okay, there are background this on my computer phone. Okay, let me know. Is that okay now? Yeah? Is that okay? Okay. All right. I can't hear you, Marta. Oh, now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay.
I had a video about elevator pitch, and now we can open to Q&As.
Okay, guys, so we're opening this to any questions that you have. You can ask Luciane about the presentation, or maybe you have questions about your personal career, your personal branding. For instance, you can either, if you want to ask in person, as in speaking, please write so in the chat. You can also use the Q&A function that you have at the bottom of the screen. Okay, we have the first question. How do you suggest to build up your following?
How do I suggest to build what?
Build up your following.
Build up your following. You mean people,
Audience.
your audience. Okay. You have to have it. It doesn't matter what we are talking about online. It doesn't matter the social media you pick to use. Start connecting with your audience, and start because it's not the matter of connecting. It's also the matter of engaging. So first step to build up your followers or your audience. First step, find them and bring them to your environment, to your social media place, and then start engaging. This is really important. Start offering something important, something that is going to help your audience. Otherwise, they might follow you, they might be with you for a short period of time, and then they will find another person to follow about the specific subject. So first one, find out your audience, your followers, bring them to your social media platform, and then start engaging with, like, not selling. No. I used to say, like, there's no kiss at the first date. So it build up and nurturing this relationship with your followers. No
Okay.
open question?
Any other questions? Actually, I do have a question.
Wow, yeah.
Why not me? What would you suggest for people who are not startup owners, who are not business owners at the moment, but are working for, say, corporations or other companies, small companies? How do they build their personal brand? What should be their strategy?
Oh, there is a nice one here. Okay, I'm gonna ask your question first, Marta, and then this other one: how to overcome bad impressions
Sure.
from past mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is quite interesting. I like this one too. So
You can go ahead with that one. Mine is not that.
yeah. Okay, this is a good one. Well, we have, and I can tell you this because I have a lifetime of experience. We all make mistakes, and of course we have to learn from the mistakes. But and of course it depends on the mistake we are talking about. But let's say you had a hater, or you have had some content that you posted that was kind of not well accepted, or was improperly, or whatever, any mistake you might have. First, sometimes it's nice to apologize, publicly apologizing. I read this. I was like, I comment on this on LinkedIn. I saw yesterday there was this lady. She posted something about coronavirus, and then people start like comment, and not good comment, and then uh, she shared the same post, apologizing about the mistake. She said, okay, I was running, I was in the midst of the, the heat of the moment, so I posted that and I apologize. And so this is one way to um, it's not fix it, the mistake, because sometimes we can't fix it, but it's a good way to manage. And the other way is, remember, if you have, let's say, if you have 10 content posts, and 8 out of 10 are content sharing, helpful tips, or nice insights with your audience, sometimes one simple mistake is not gonna be that damaging for your image. So this is also part of the process. And nowadays, I have the numbers for LinkedIn. I don't have the numbers for other social media. But like, for example, on LinkedIn, we have 9 million posts on weekly basis in the news feed. So it's so many content. It's so many. It's kind of. That's why it's a working process, because it's kind of liquid. It's not kept there all the time. And I wouldn't. Of course, you have to manage. I don't know the specific mistake you're talking about, but I would. You have to manage. You have to be aware of this. But I wouldn't be that much worried about it. Keep following your purpose. Keep giving people nice insights about what your expertise is, and people will forgive, or will um, forget about your mistake. But this is a very nice question. We have another one here. How would you compare the market opportunities in Korea? Okay, can people read the questions, Marta?
I can read the question. How would
No, I can't. No. I can also read the question. No, I'm just.
No, they cannot. They cannot.
Okay.
If you're asking if they cannot speak, they cannot speak.
Yeah. So there's another good question. Oh, by the way, Jose, it's so nice you are here. We've been talking through LinkedIn, Jose, me and myself and Jose Ramos. It's nice to have you here. Okay. How would you compare the market penetration of LinkedIn in Korea versus the US? Is there one specific industry or demographic that uses more than others? Well, I'm going to start from the second question. Yes, there is a technology industry is is by far the largest industry on LinkedIn worldwide. I'm talking. It comes. Believe me, technology industry is the first one, and the second one is health industry, and it's quite interesting. But people from technology are all over LinkedIn since the beginning, and so this specific industry is they have more users. So how I would compare the market penetration of LinkedIn in Korea versus US? Well, we are kind of, US is by far the largest region in terms of users. US is the first one. India is the second one in terms of users. Brazil is the third one. LinkedIn it's pretty strong in Brazil. And of course, we can, I would say that China has, okay, the second question, he just wrote the second questions for Korea. Well, I'm going to figure out this number for you. Just that I don't have this number. I have worldwide, the demographic worldwide in terms of industry, but I'm pretty sure it follows the same. But I will check the right number for you. So as I was saying, China it's growing very much. China's LinkedIn China it's increasing LinkedIn penetration, and I know because I was approached because I'm doing all this work with Korea, and I had been approached by LinkedIn manager responsible for Korea region. Korean is a target for LinkedIn, but so far the number of users are still, I'm sure we have lots of room for improvement. So I would say Korea is a target for LinkedIn, but so far it's not it's important, but it doesn't show great numbers in terms of users. And I don't have the numbers right now, but I can share with you, Jose, all the numbers that the data I received from LinkedIn. Marta, what was your question again? Okay, about people that are not starting up. Yes, okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask about people who are not startups, who are not doing their own business per se. They're working for somebody, but how do they start building their personal brand? Like,
okay, I like this. Just a moment. I like your reply for Jose Ramo. You would say that the industry in Korea is startup world. And
yeah, when we say, if I can add to that, I would say people who have lived abroad, had exposure abroad, whose businesses and I would say maybe the mission of their business is more global oriented, is more addressed to the global market. They're the people who are quite active on LinkedIn, and that, from my experience, is mostly startup related people or mostly them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nice group, and which is different from other parts of the world. So Korea, it's very strong in terms of supporting a startup. It's really amazing. Okay, Marta's questions about, okay, if you are not an entrepreneur, you have a regular job from 9 to 5 with a full regular job. What's the difference in terms of personal branding? There is no difference. It's the same process. Even if you are full-time employee, if you are a freelancer, if you are managing your own business, it's the same process. Personal branding, it's important. Personal branding is the key to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Personal brand is part of telling your story, and you have to go through the same process. Figure out who you are, figure out what's your purpose. The only difference, it's like, for example, let's say, let's get a Soul startup example, like as an example. Yes, you have the purpose to promote networking opportunities for startup in Seoul. So, and how do you do this? Like this. So, with a couple of steps, it's the only difference is how you do this. You follow your purpose, promoting events, promoting opportunities to connect people together, to enhance and create opportunities for startup environment and ecosystem in so if you were working for a regular job, and you, let's say you would work for innovation area or marketing area, the only difference is how you deploy your purpose. That's the only difference. Of course, the level and the level of exposure, it is different. It's because it, first of all, you might not have time enough to do that many things you have to do to expose your image. And sometimes it depends on the company you are working with. You are not allowed, or it wouldn't be nice, like, for example, your boss notice that you are all the time talking about your idea on social media and so on. Sometimes you have to understand and balance how you are going to do this, but the process is the same. If you are even if you are searching for a job, it's the same.
Okay, Luciane, we've gone way over an hour and a half with our workshop. So I would like to wrap this up. I know you guys may have a lot of questions to Luciane. So you have on the screen she's sharing right now, you have all her contact details. You can ask her anything you want to build up your brand on LinkedIn or any social media. As for us, for Soul Startups and French Tech, we'll be sharing the recording of this webinar very soon, probably within this week. Again, if you have any questions, French Tech, you can find Isabel on just searching French Tech Soul, or even on LinkedIn. Soul Startups, here you have, go to www.soulstartups.com. We're here. I'm there as well, so I can answer your questions as well. This was our first webinar. It was not perfect. There were some hiccups, but I think this is the future, and stay tuned for more. And yeah, have a good day, everybody. Have a good evening. So
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Love
Thanks
to
for
see
coming
you all
by.
here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Isabel.
bye.
Bye.